Hello, sports fans. We are ready for Super Bowl 52 from Minnesota between the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles in the league where they play for pay. And let's get right to it. Should be a very, very good Super Bowl. New England right now a 4.5-point choice over Philadelphia. Spread has gone down a little bit. Of course, recapping from 2 weeks ago, New England came back and beat Jacksonville, was down for much of that game, but rallied just like New England always does, comes back and pulls it out at the end of the game. Real quick on Jacksonville, really good season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They took a major step up. They've been a doormat for a decade. They were awful last year. They really put it together this year. A lot of good young players. I know they're heartbroken about the game against New England, but Jacksonville has a bright future. I thought Bortles played well in the playoffs. We'll see about him going forward. Major step forward for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know that was a bitter pill to swallow against the Patriots, but Jacksonville had a really good season. On the other side, Philadelphia just bamboozled Minnesota. They sliced and diced Minnesota up. You thought when Minnesota went down the field and made it 7-0, it was going to be the Vikings' day. But after Keenum threw that pick six, it was all Philadelphia. And I picked Philadelphia in that game, but I never thought they would win that easily. I thought Minnesota had a little bit of a hangover after that emotional win against the Saints. The Vikings, I thought maybe had a little bit of a hangover. I picked the Eagles. Never thought it was going to be that one-sided. Minnesota, I know they're heartbroken. They were hoping the Vikings would get to the Super Bowl. All those Minnesota fans were hoping for a home Super Bowl, but Minnesota had a very good year. Interesting team to watch for next year, Minnesota, what they're going to do with Keenum, with Bridgewater, with Bradford. Interesting what they do at quarterback. Minnesota's a team to keep an eye on. I'm interested to see how they play next year, but they had a very good year. No one thought the Vikings were going to get this far with all those injuries early in the season. So, as far as the Super Bowl, really, really good matchup. And I told everyone when Wentz got hurt, don't write off Philadelphia. Do not write off Philadelphia. Foles can win for you. Philadelphia's got a very good team. Everyone got on my case and said, Philadelphia's done. They have no chance. I said, not so fast. They're still going to have home field. They still have a very good team. Philadelphia, good offensive line, good running game, good defense. Philadelphia has a good team around Foles. Now listen, I know they're better with Wentz, but a lot of people just tossed Philadelphia aside after Wentz got hurt. Foles is a guy that can get the job done. You saw that against Minnesota. He played really, really well. Couldn't play any better than he did against Minnesota in that game. So Foles gives you a chance to win. And by the way, going even back to last year, I said Philadelphia was an up-and-coming team, and people didn't believe me. They're like, not Philadelphia. And last year was all about the Dallas Cowboys. But Philadelphia, you could see they were getting better. They were putting the pieces together. So Philadelphia, great job getting to the Super Bowl. And as far as New England, what else is new? They're there again. You have to respect New England. I know a lot of people hate on New England. They hate on Brady. They hate on Belichick. How do you not respect what they're doing? I mean, Brady is 40 years old. He's still getting it done. They change their personnel all the time, but they find guys, they plug in guys, and they get there year after year. You have to respect them for that. I think this is a very interesting game. I think it's a very close game. I will not be betting the Super Bowl. I had a monster year. I see no reason to bet the Super Bowl. It's just one game. But I know how people are out there. People love to bet the Super Bowl. They have to bet the Super Bowl. They feel like if they don't bet the Super Bowl, they're going to turn to stone. Me, I'm sitting this game out as far as betting it. I had a monster year. I don't need to bet one game. I'm going to just sit back and relax. Now, if you are betting the game, and listen, I never tell you guys how to bet. I lead you in a direction how I would play the game, but I never tell you how to bet. I will say this, though. Last year I said, do not risk all your winnings on one game. Say you made $5,000 this year. You don't want to risk all $5,000 on one game. You can't recoup if you happen to lose this game. I know some of you guys bet other sports, but most of you just bet football. So if you go all in on this game and you lose, you kind of lost your whole season. I remember last year I said the same thing. First message I got after the Super Bowl last year was from a guy that said I went all in on Atlanta and lost. I mean, first of all, I would never go all in against New England under any circumstances, and to me, this is not an all-in game either way. It's just not. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a good game. The way I would play the game, I could see it going a couple ways. I could see you taking I could see it going both ways actually in a teaser. If you like Philadelphia plus 10.5, I could see that. If you like New England in a teaser, I could see that. The over and under is 47. It's going to be right there. So either way you're moving in a teaser, I think you're in good shape. As far as who I think is going to win this game straight up, I think when all is said and done, I was thinking about this. Who do I see at the end of the game holding up that championship trophy? Tom Brady or Foles? You have to lean towards Tom Brady. They always seem to find a way to get it done. They always seem to find a way to make things happen at the end of the game. Last year they're down 28-3. They come rallying back. They're down to Jacksonville. They come rallying back. And I just trust Brady more than Foles. I think everyone does, right? Now, if Wentz was quarterbacking, I'd lean Philadelphia. Without Wentz, listen, Foles has done a good job. You have to lean New England. Gronkowski's playing. I think this will be a good, close game. I give Philadelphia a shot for sure. Like I said, underrated offensive line. Good running game. Good defense. Philadelphia will be in this game. I think it'll be a good game. But when all is said and done, the first score that popped into my mind was New England 24, Philadelphia 23 in a real good game. I just think Tom Brady and New England are going to find a way to get it done. That's the way they operate. I mean, they always seem to find a way to get it done. And at the end of the day, I have to think that Tom Brady, not Foles, is going to be holding up that championship trophy. And that's not an insult to Foles, and that's not an insult to Eagles. I have been very high on the Eagles all year. Even when Wentz went down, I picked them in both playoff games. I love what Philadelphia is doing. When they get Wentz back next year, they're going to be right back as a contender. This is nothing against Philadelphia. I think the game's close. I think it could go either way. But when all's said and done, I think it's New England again. New England 24, Philadelphia 23 in a very good Super Bowl from Minnesota. I hope you guys enjoy it. And like I said, please do not risk all your winnings on one game. It's just not worth it. If you lose, then you have no chance to get it back, especially if you only bet football. Like I said last year, the first message I got, a guy went all in on Atlanta, lost all his winnings for the year. You don't want to do that. Say you made $5,000, you want to bet the Super Bowl, maybe bet half of your winnings. You don't want to bet all your winnings on just one game. I'm not betting this game at all. To me, it's one game. I'm just going to sit back and relax and enjoy it. I had a monster year. I don't need to just bet one game. I don't need to bet the Super Bowl. I'm not going to turn to stone if I don't bet it. So that's my advice for you guys. I think the game will be that close. Money line, I'd have to lean towards New England, eking it out. Teaser, you could go either way, over and under either way. I think it's going to be right in there, straight up, over and under. I think it's going to be right around that 48-point spread. So it's a very close game. It's a very tough game to bet. New England 24, Philadelphia 23 is how I see it. Hope you guys have a great Super Bowl Sunday. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money if you bet the Super Bowl. I'll be back with you guys next week. We'll recap it all. And I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing going forward with other sports like college basketball, the NBA, the NHL, baseball, all that kind of stuff. So you guys, stay happy, healthy, and safe. Thanks for the support all year. Enjoy your Super Bowl. It should be a good one. Talk to you next week. Take care.